All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Boxing Rush Hour Show, fightsatw.com, fights around the world. I have a special guest today. He is CEO of Fighters First Management. You've seen him everywhere and nowhere. I'm just being
Right.
sarcastic.
All right.
But here we have Adrian Clark. Adrian, so nice to see you again.
Oh,
Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I've been better, of course,
Yeah.
but it's all good. It's boxing, so.
Yeah, so last night, Zuffa had the event. Your guy, Edwin De Los Santos, was fighting. Before we get into some of the stuff that happened that night, heading into fight night, how did Edwin look to you, and maybe any of the conversations you had with him before fight night?
Before fight night, like before he stepped into the ring in the
Yeah,
locker room,
yeah, yeah.
was crazy. Elwin said because we were watching, and I think Taylor's a great referee. Thomas, excuse me. I think Thomas is a great referee, but Edwin made a comment he didn't want Thomas refereeing the fight. So we didn't know he was going to ref the fight. So when he walked in, like it was kind of like, oh. So Edwin already has reservations. I don't know if he was being funny, but I'm pretty sure he was serious. But when I looked at Edwin, I was like, no, right? He was like, no, we good. Like it's all good. So we went along with it. So Edwin said something before, but we never thought that it was going to end up with something, controversial. But Edwin was in good spirits, man, just joking and getting warmed up and just getting loose. So we thought it was business as usual. I was aware, you think as a manager, you take into consideration, all right, man, it's been 3 years. He's had the one round in 3 years, but you know, when we talk about ring rust, I think it's more for the lights and the atmosphere and the magnitude of the situation. Elwin had great sparring, and he was accustomed to hitting and getting hit. So ring rust is it can be argued from a few different angles, but he was good, man. So it was um, nothing out of the ordinary when it came to before the fight.
Okay, and then when the fight started, like to me, it almost seemed like it was the a mirror image of the first one when it started. Did that concern you at all when you seeing it from ringside?
No, like the first round, I like the exchanges, and I felt like everyone was confident. He did get caught at the end of the first round, and I think that kind of changed some things. You know, Being out of the ring that long, and then okay, now you get really cracked for the first time with some 8-ounce gloves on. I think legs were probably a factor. I make no excuse, man. I think the first round could have went either way. I think everyone won the first round until Ryo landed that big shot that kind of set off at the end of the round. And then of course you go into the second round. I did notice a little bit, his legs didn't look the same. The confidence as far as the legs go, it didn't look the same. And then he got caught with the big shot that went into the other stuff.
Yeah, now,
So
yeah, I was gonna get into that. So, it was the right hook from Venezuela. He missed with the left, and he hit him with a right hook again. Now, De Los Santos went to one knee clearly,
yeah,
and then when he was down, Venezuela hit him with a left hook throat, to the throat area, which was right here.
mhm.
Um, when you saw that as it was happening, did you already kind of assume that it was a wrap, or did you think that he might have been able to get up from that?
I didn't see when he went down. Um, I have this thing as a manager. I already if my guy goes down, I usually stand up and I kind of just like walk. Because in a mindset of okay, I don't know if he's gonna get up or not. I didn't see the second shot until I saw the replay, and I was like, wait a minute, because when he got hit the first time, it was a hard shot, but Aaron wasn't out. Like usually when the guy's out, like that's why you see a guy that falls back on his leg and the leg bends because he's not cognizant enough to straighten the leg out. Edwin landed on one knee and then he put his arm down to break the fall. Like he wasn't out, he was hurt. But when I watched the replay, I was like, oh shit, there was another shot right after that. So at that point, that's where I kind of got into, all right, I need to talk to someone, like, and talk to the commission because we were told adamantly by Thomas in the locker room, you hit him after the bell, or you hit him after he's down. Like there's going to be a disqualification. He said, "This is the warning. I'm not going to give you a warning in the ring." So of course, after seeing it, it was like, damn, okay, now I got to get to work. But great shot by Rayo. You can't like the first shot was great. It was a great shot, and it did hurt Edwin. But to say that he was out, now if he was out, Thomas is a great referee. He wouldn't have pointed down. He would have called the fight. He would have went to protect the fighter totally, and he didn't do that. He pointed down to like a signal to knockdown, and then he went. He saw the second shot, and then he went to count. So, people make mistakes, but I don't understand how it's like looked at as we're complaining or crying. No, I'm not taking away from the shot that Ryan hit him with. It clearly hurt him, but we can't ignore that he was clearly hit when he was down. You know what I'm saying? We can't ignore that that's a foul. That's either you get a point taken away, the fighter's given time to recover, or he's disqualified. But to just do nothing and count him out, come on now.
Yeah, and Thomas got a lot more experience than that to just like he didn't even I it didn't even feel like he acknowledged it either at
No.
all. Like so that was a little disappointing. Then after the fight though, like I guess after everything had happened and they went over the reviews and everything, Mike Coppinger came up on the set and said that he spoke to executive director Jeff Mullen and that they reviewed it from multiple angles and that it had no impact on the result of the fight. So,
That's what Jeff Mullins told me to my face when I went to check on Edwin at the doctor, and I went to the commissioner, and I'm like, yo, like I need to holler at somebody about this. I need the executive director. So they walked me back ringside, and I'm talking to Jeff Mullins, and I'm like, yo, that's a foul. Like that's a foul. Like, usually there's a foul, something happens. It doesn't have to be an automatic DQ, but a point has to be taken, or you give the fighter time. You don't just count him out. And he was like, oh, well, we looked at it. He grazed him. The shot had nothing to do with the outcome of the fight. And I'm like, Mr. Mullins, yes, it did, because that shot that he hit him with possibly was the one that kept him down for the count. You have a great referee and Thomas. If he saw everyone was out, he would have waived the fight. So the mere fact that he saw the second shot and then looked to count, like that was a mistake that was made. And bro, we make mistakes. It's not the point of making an excuse. I can acknowledge that Rayo landed a beautiful shot to put Edwin down, but he didn't knock him out. You can argue that the second shot, which was clearly a foul, and that's my argument, there was a foul. And I need you guys who make the rules to acknowledge that a foul did happen and take accountability that nothing happened after we all saw that there was a foul. I don't give a damn if if he if he knocked Edwin down and then when Edwin was on one knee, he tapped him on the top of the head with his glove. That's still hitting him or coming in contact with him after he's down, which is a foul. There has to be something that happens after that. And the mere fact that they're trying to overlook that or bury it, I guess it's just less paperwork. If it's like, oh, well, no, the fight's over, it's a knockout. No, I'm going to make a formal complaint to the Nevada Athletic State Commission, and whatever happens from there happens, man. Do I expect it to be turned into a no contest? But I honestly don't know. I just know I have to do something to go to bat for my client.
yeah, and I was gonna say, what does that look like? So the next step is submitting a formal complaint, and what are their procedures when it comes to that, or has anybody,
Man,
explained?
it's gonna be a slow. I read it on the on their website last night. It's gonna be a slow process. There's not gonna be anything that's gonna be handled this week or whatever. I think there's like a 30-day period to where they investigate and go over things, and then there's like 120 days as far as a hearing and stuff like that, if it even gets that far. Do I don't know what to expect at this point. I just know that based off of what I saw and what the world saw, bro, I know boxing. These people have been in the business in the state commission probably longer than I've been alive. They know what a foul is, and I need them to acknowledge that there was a mistake made on that night. Rayo landed a beautiful shot that put him down, but he was not out. He dropped down to one knee, and then his glove hit the canvas to brace himself essentially, and then he was hit with an illegal shot, which was a foul. Let's acknowledge that. Jeff even saying that, oh, well, it had nothing to do with the outcome of the fight. It's a foul. And you, as the executive director, should know that based off of the rules. That's all I'm saying. I'm not making an excuse about anything. And if Edwin gets the chance to get up, and I'm seeing people complain, oh, Edwin did it the first fight. Okay, cool. Edwin hit him with a shot after he was knocked through the ropes, the first fight. And you know what happened after that? Edwin was deducted a point, and Ryo was given time, and then the fight continued from there. The fight didn't end when he was knocked through the ropes and Edwin hit him again. That would have been comparing the same thing. Like this is not the same thing. It's similar, but it's not the same thing. Our fight, our guy was not given a chance to recover. He was not given a chance to recover. He was just counted out with a blatant foul, and there's no ramifications for the foul. So
which is the one that knocked him over, by the way.
yeah, exactly. So again, don't know what to expect, man. It's just I know I got to go to bat for my guy.
Yeah.
He was devastated after the fight, which rightfully so. But I got to go to bat for my guy. Again, it's taking nothing away from Thomas, taking nothing away from Jeff. I'm pretty sure I know Thomas is a great referee, and I'm pretty sure Jeff is a great executive director. However, like we say, she got to call a spade a spade. A foul is a foul, and that was a foul. Acknowledge it. If you want to turn it to a no contest, I will be thrilled with that. But acknowledgement that was a mistake that happened, and an apology to Edwin. I mean, that's the start. But where are we going as a sport, man? If something happens blatantly right in front of you, that's a foul that dictates the outcome of a fight, but it's swept under the rug. I know we've seen stranger things before in the sport, but like, come on, man. Like, where are we going?
Yeah, we gotta, call them out when they make those mistakes and and do that. Uh I guess what where does Edwin go from here?
Honestly, man, after something like that, especially taking a hard shot before and then after, and Ryan's he's tough, man, former world champion, you know what I'm saying? And he was game for this fight. I do eventually want to see a rubber match. I know Zuffa does things differently. When we took this fight, there was no understanding of, okay, they're essentially 0-0 against each other in Zuffa terms. Now, as far as them fighting, yeah, you're pushing the rematch, but now it's 1-1. So, what I would love to happen is, Edwin takes some time off, but then we bring him back. Edwin needs to get a good win, and hopefully it's one that can get some rounds up under his belt. But we eventually need to do this again, and with both of them being signed with Zuffa, there will be a third fight that happens. I'm not looking for that to happen like right now, like, oh yeah, we need to make this a no contest and do it all over again. If it comes to that, then great, so be it. But I'm realistic when it comes to how shit goes in this industry, and Ryan's gonna be looking to go on to bigger and better things. But I'm open to have that conversation with Ish and Harrison and Ryan and Charles and Evan and those guys to see what's next. But Evan Korn told me after the fight, he's like, bro, like we'll make sure we bring him back, and so I appreciate how Zuffa handled things as far as making sure everyone was good after the fight and getting them checked up on and stuff like that. But I just still got a bone to pick with the Nevada State Commission.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, listen, while I still have you here, lastly, what do you have coming up in the second half of the year for Fighters First Management or anything that you have working that you got going on?
Well, Dominique Francis, who's also with Zuffa, he'll be fighting in New York on their July 25th card. And then even though he's not with Fighters First, but my brother Errol Spence Jr., who been helping out for a while now, he fights in Australia. I think the 25th or the 26th, one of those days. Hopefully Jesse Fletcher Jr. fights August the 1st. There's a new signing, 11-0, 11 knockouts. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Joseph Alamaji will probably be back also on that same date. Still trying to get Justin Pardo in the mix. Justin is due something big, man. He's 20-2. He's going on a nice little win streak after the loss to Meduno, and he's waiting for something big. And it's on Gary Jonas and Daniel to get him something big. And I think that's right around the corner. Just the point of it all making sense. And then of course Brian Norman Jr. will be back September, it looks like. And then our new guy, Frank Martin, will probably be back around that same time. We got some big news coming for Frank soon. So we're moving.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, Adrian, I appreciate your time. Wish you the best with everything that you got going on, and hopefully the Nevada State Commission doesn't wait till 2027 to get back to you.
We'll probably wait to 2028 to hit me up and be like, yo. But,
All right,
we'll see.
man.
But I appreciate you, bro.
All right, thank you.
Yo.